Now the floor is given to Colonel Dmytro Hutsulyak, Ministry of Defense of Ukraine spokesperson. Good afternoon, everyone. The first day of April at the line of confrontation was marked by the use of 120mm mortars that are prohibited by the Minsk agreements by the militants of Russian occupation forces. Despite Easter holiday ceasefire announced starting from midnight 30th of March 2018, the situation remains without changes. Right at once, I would like to note that among our defenders, servicemen of the armed forces of Ukraine and other military formations of Ukraine who complete tasks add to the line of confrontation concerning containment and rebuff of Russian armored aggression in the result of enemy shelling. There were no casualties. In Lugansk sector, the enemy delivered 6 precision shellings of our positions, 4 of them in the region of Lugansk. After 3 p.m. for half an hour, in the region of Lugansk, bursts of 4 enemy mines of 120mm of caliber were recorded. During the last 24 hours, the occupants carried out intensive firing provocations using grenade launchers of different systems, large caliber machine guns. After 6 p.m. for 1 hour, militants launched 10 mines of 82mm of caliber at defenders of Troitsk. After 9 p.m., enemy shellings was delivered in the region of Stanitsa Luganska with the use of small arms, and we should note that these conscious firing provocations delivered by militants of Russian occupation forces near Stanitsa Luganska once again prevent disengagement of forces and means in the region of the settlement. And we remind to you that the disengagement of forces and means in the region of Stanitsa Luganska, as it is envisaged by relevant framework decision of Trilateral Contact Group in result of a meeting on the 28th of February, should have happened on the 5th of March this year in case of adherence to ceasefire regime in this area, but the militants continue to violate ceasefire regime here. In the Donetsk sector, enemy activity unfortunately continues. Here, 32 enemy shellings were recorded, out of which 30 were identified as precision ones. Bursts of enemy mines of 82mm of caliber were recorded in the regions of Avdiivka, Piski, Shirokina, and Putivka mine. Most often, militants of Russian occupation forces carried out active firing provocations using grenade launchers of different systems, large caliber machine guns and small arms near Vodyane, Pavlopil, Avdiivka, and Butivka mine. Also, defenders of Opetna, Starognativka, Talakivka, Kamenka, Vetkhnotoretska, and Gnutova came under enemy fire. In the region of Pavlopil, enemy sniper was active. Overall, during the last 24 hours on Palm Sunday, 38 shellings of positions of the armed forces of Ukraine delivered by militants of occupation administration of Russian Federation were recorded. 36 were identified as precision ones. In the result of enemy shelling among our servicemen who complete tasks to contain and rebuff Russian armored aggression, there were no casualties. According to information provided by the main intelligence department of the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine, Command of Russian occupation forces, using Easter ceasefire, intensified build-up of combat capabilities of so-called First and Second Army Corps of Russian occupation forces. One can observe the increase in intensity of replenishment of ammunition, fuel and lubricant materials and other types of military property from Russian Federation. Moreover, along the line of confrontation, the enemy organized reinforcement of engineering equipment of frontline positions. At that, because of lack of construction materials, commanders of units of occupation forces organized plunder of buildings of local infrastructure of the nearest settlements to complete engineering works. At the same time, this practice results in the increase of number of instances of looting committed by militants in houses of local residents for personal enrichment. Russian Occupation Command tries to hide committed crimes of their subordinates against local civilian population. Ukrainian side of Joint Center of Control and Coordination of Issues of Ceasefire and stabilization of the line of contact between the sides, informs that the militants of Occupation Administration of Russian Federation for the third day in a row violate Easter holiday ceasefire, actively use small arms against air drones of SMM OSCE. According to the information provided by the observers of the mission, during the last 3 days, in the course of verification or withdrawal of equipment and weaponry in temporarily non-controlled territories, the militants of Russian occupation forces 3 times shelled air drones of SMM OSCE and near Musinsk of Lugansk Oblast, where the militants established so-called firing range, a drone of the mission was brought down, and in all instances representatives of SMM OSCE were forced to leave these regions of observation. At the same time, the SMM observers were able to document movement of column of militants, equipment. These were 10 IFVs and also measures of preparation of units of Russian occupation forces. These instances constitute one more proof that the leaders of Occupation Administration of Russian Federation continue to interfere with work of international observers and continue to secretly concentrate equipment and weaponry in violation of the Minsk agreements. Thank you. Do you have questions, dear colleagues? If there are no, thank you.